CRS exposed the community relations services. We're going to be talking about that tonight because there's been an important recent development, and that is an important recent development with a government program that many of you probably haven't even heard of. You've been affected by it. You've seen the effects of it. Mario and I have been tracking on this for a while. Mario was tracking on it before I was, but
to be fair, though,
this is a big deal.
To be fair, I wasn't aware this organization existed. Okay, prior to about 3 weeks ago. Okay, and this is a very mysterious subsidiary of the Department of Justice. All right, and we're going to get into that later in the program. But pretty much, it's an arm of the Department of Justice that operates essentially with impunity and no oversight, all right, that injects itself into the public relations process for race relations in the United States, going back to like desegregation, school busing programs, all the way to today of managing media reaction to racially motivated crimes in America. Okay. It was founded by communists, of course, and the communists from Franklin Delano Roosevelt's administration were the key early figures, and they're the ones who got this thing started. So it was created as part of the 1964 Civil Rights Act to essentially act as a nudge unit. If we have any British listeners tonight, they'll know what I'm talking about by nudge, and we'll get into that. It's basically a way of kind of suggesting positively to the public to think and behave in a certain manner without explicitly telling them to do so, but providing the psychological cues that basically get implanted in the mind. Okay, so CRS recently was in the news as they have been defunded by executive order from Donald John Trump. Which is a good thing, but like we've said on this program many times, one of the problems with defunding something as opposed to destroying it is that if the political tides turn and you get a Democrat president and a Democrat majority Congress, they can simply start refunding it, okay, and probably more so than ever before. And that leads me to something that I've found disturbing among some Republican pundits, okay, and among some of the more conservative members, some of the more conservative thinking individuals under the big tent that is the modern Republican Party.
The panicans, as you will.
The panicans, yes, and I will. The panicans are concerned that, say, Donald Trump needs to slow down on the aggressive law and order enforcement, on the ICE enforcement, on the National Guard deployments to our most crime-plagued cities in this country, because they fear that
hang on, before you say because, let me just interject this. This is the same attitude that allowed this country to burn for the entire summer of 2020.
Oh yes, and the community relations. Look, I got to get something just off my chest here. Community Relations Service. This is a terrible name. Okay, for an agency, for a department, whatever it is. Okay, for an organization. In the course of like doing the notes, okay, and preparing for this, I had to constantly go back and check what the acronym CRS means. All right, because it's not intuitive. Okay, it really isn't. I hate the name Community Relations Service. So,
well, it's very Bernaysian.
Yeah,
it's absolutely laden with New Age double speak and Russell conjugation, right? And in fact, the business of the CRS is Russell conjugation. Danny points out social engineering, and I'm going to hit Mario with a term and some commentary and analysis once we get deeper into this. You familiar with DARVO?
Yeah, no, not really. No, you'll have to explain it to me.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll dig into it because it's part of the training process. but it's insidious. It's something that I stumbled across just a few days ago and spent some time reading up on. And it was serendipity. I was like, oh yeah, well this falls right into the conversation we're going to have about community relations service. The community relations service. It's a specific tactic. But I'm going to hold that for when we get started. Okay. And so you were about to say because.
Yes. And what was I say about because about it? But panicins. Okay. There are certain Republicans, okay, conservatives, etc., who are concerned that Trump needs to slow down in his enforcement measures. All right, in our most crime-plagued cities in this country. Now, they feel they're afraid that if the Democrats were to take power back, then they would use the same tactics against us. Okay. The issue with that, of course, is they're doing that anyway. Okay, they are using the power of the state to crush dissent coming from us. Okay, to falsely imprison us, to debank us, to censor us, to deplatform us, to unperson us. Okay, as a whole, they're already doing that. So you might as well fight back equally hard. In fact, if you're not, it's immoral to not fight back with everything you have against them.
And the Democrats have made it abundantly clear that they are more than happy not only to wield and abuse the power of the state and the access to the levers of power when they have control of the levers, but they are more than happy to deploy their faith militant in Antifa and BLM, etc. Now, CRS is essentially the government entity that does the kind of not quite above board, gray area above board work for groups like Antifa, BLM, etc. These are the guys that manage running cover, that manage things like Joe Biden going out on the stage and saying there's no such thing as Antifa. It's just an idea. It's an ideology. It's not an organization. I'll tell you something. We keep getting told that the very complex and robust organization of white supremacy is a big fucking problem. Buddy, I can point to a uniformed member of Antifa and their flag. Can you show me the singular unifying white supremacist flag? Because that is also an ideology in so much as it really exists. So the argument doesn't hold water. But we're going to get into that in just a minute. Got a few. We can go a few more minutes before we have to kick all the freeloaders off. Sorry, Jiggly Plum. They're just, you got to get over to Rumble to watch the rest of the show tonight.
That's right.
But
and you're never going to see Cam. I'm sorry. He's never coming back. Did you know that Cam was at Chris's house yesterday? Chris could have kidnapped him. Okay. He could have hogtied him and had him in studio for your viewing pleasure. But Chris didn't do that. Okay. So if you want to get mad at someone, other way, that guy.
I did make him hold the camera, and we shot this little PSA for our viewing pleasure.
Well, hey guys, it's Christopher Lowry with the Brushfire Mind. You know, I know you all know about calling 911 in case of emergency, but do you know about 811? You know, you got to call them before you dig, because you never know. Even back in the woods like this, you just might hit an underground gas line or electrical line or a water main, and that's not the one you want, brother. So before you dig, make sure to dial 811.
I ain't gonna lie, I had a ball shooting. I've been wanting to shoot that for weeks.
Was Cam in the bag?
Yeah, exactly. Cameron was in one of the bags.
There you go. All right. We'll give you coordinates to where he is, where he's buried in Georgia. Okay, Jiggly Plum. Maybe if you know you're already a violent homosexual predator. Okay, I'm sure some necroticism might be in your wheelhouse as well.
Okay, I see a name in the chat, Eleutheros Ministries. I hope I pronounced that right. Brother, I'm thrilled to see you in the chat there, because last week I noticed you leaving a comment from YouTube. And there's a little bit of lag with the comments between us talking and the comments coming through. And I saw you asking a question about how to get onto Rumble and get into membership so that you could watch the behind the scenes show last week. But I didn't see the comment until I'd already kicked the freeloaders off of YouTube and the like. And so I wasn't able to address you directly. So I'm thrilled to see that you made it onto Rumble. I hope you've already got a membership. Just in case you don't, I'm going to give away a freebie right now. And I'm hoping it goes to you. Because we need you guys. We need all you guys watching to get involved. And Aaron Olson, Crocs, absolutely. Mario, why do I wear Crocs?
Because Chris is a creature of comfort, okay? And you will never change him.
Hey, Eleutheros Ministries got the free month. Yahtzee. No, I wear Crocs because when I got to Afghanistan, I had the classic, buck a pair army shower shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to walk to the shower, and they've got the fist size rocks for gravel on the roads there, and they were destroyed. So I bought my first pair of Crocs then, and now, unless I'm doing like work, I wear a pair of cheap Crocs anytime I'm working in the yard, mowing the grass, weeding, anything like that, because they're rubber. You slide them on, you hose them off. They're brilliant.
I do all my yard work in sandals, like weed whacker clippings and shit, just blasting my feet and toes. Like, I don't care. It's comfy. Okay.
So, let me get some votes out of the chat real quick. We can I'm about to run a stinger.
I got a quick funny story.
Okay. Hang on. Let me say this and then do the follow-up story. I'm about, in just a second, I'm going to run a stinger that we're going to watch the stinger all the way through, and then we'll kick everybody off and we'll go to behind the scenes. So let me get some votes out of you guys. One for the old conspiracy theory deep dive opener that we've been running. Two for one of the new music videos instead. And now, Mario, tell your story, and they've got time to get their votes in.
All right, yeah. It was the same in Iraq, okay, with the gravel and the dust, okay. And I did have a pair of the $1 army flip flops, okay, and they're the cheap ass ones that actually do the flip flop while you're walking, okay. I lost them by accidentally stepping into a pit of quicksand that I inadvertently created by pissing on the same spot outside of my shoe for months on end. Okay, so yes, lost in a pit of piss quicksand.
Yeah, not the one you want. Yeah, piss and moon dust do not make good bedfellows. Well, I've got 2 twos. That's for the music video, right?
Are you going to play one you haven't played before?
Yes.
Oh, new material.
I think you may have already seen it, but
yeah, I saw it. Is it the one with post-apocalypse Lowry?
It's one of the ones with post-apocalypse Lowry, so yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, which, by the way, was not entirely intentional. But yeah,
it's like Chris from The Walking Dead. It's great.
So, all right, guys, that's it. We're gonna run that. You guys out there in freeloader land get to watch the music video, which, by the way, is available on its own on YouTube and Rumble and everywhere. Excuse me, but I'll let the freeloaders hang out till the end of the music video, and then it'll be time for the show.
God is dead and we killed him, left his bones in a public square, built our thrones where his altar stood, and called the smoke a prayer. We crowned the state our holy priest, and lust our guiding star, and then sold our souls for comfort's chain, and forgot who we are. Now the choir sings of nothing, the saints have lost their name. We trade our birthright for applause and call our ruin fame. The banners are wave for chaos, the churches sell the lie. God is dead and we have killed him, and the world forgot to cry. Drips irony, the poet's tongue goes numb. The children learn their gospel from the glow of a screen. We broke the strings of virtues, lie, drowned wisdom in the feed, then called the ashes freedom's fire and envy liberty. Now the choir sings of nothing, the saints have lost their name. We trade our birthright for applause and call our ruin fame. The banners wait for chaos, the churches sell the lie. God is dead and we have killed him, and the world forgot to cry. Oh, children of convenience, you prophets of the screen, your kingdom's built of pixels, your fate's a dopamine dream. The state baptizes madness, the mob anoints the fool, and every broken boundary is taught as moral rule. God is dead and we have killed him, hear the thunder roll his name. The lantern's out, the sun is dim, the guilty feel no shame. But somewhere in the ashes, a spark still waits to rise. Light your fire in the morning before the last light dies. When it burned, but every man will face the night when his faith is returned.
All right, freeloaders, that's all you get. Y'all have a good night, and we hope to see you Monday morning at 07:30 for the regular daily live show. Now,